All right. Welcome back to Meet Us After 7 podcast. This is episode 245. Gina, would you like to intro?
Hi guys, it's just Gina here with Big Man Yusuff and Brent and Emily, and this is Meet Us After 7.
I don't know how you do that all the time. Like you keep the enthusiasm.
Sometimes, no. Sometimes people are like, no, Gina, do that again.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
And we have the hot wifer
I swear you.
in
The pegging
building.
queen.
Pegging queen. It feels like you've been on before, but you actually haven't.
It's the Free Shots episode, isn't it?
No, I have been on. We did a
Yeah,
Zoom episode.
you've been on via Zoom, but you haven't
Yeah.
actually been on in person
No,
in the
no,
studio.
I
And obviously you were with us on the Free Shots
So
episode.
what's a pleasure.
Yeah, so finally you have your... I actually wanted you and Jason to be together, but...
I kind of thought Jason would be here actually.
Yeah, I was going to ask him, but it slipped my mind and then I just never...
Oh, Yusuff.
No, but I thought you might want your own spotlight as well.
Ah.
So it is what it is. Don't worry.
Okay.
Shout out Jace. We can get you back with Jason another time anyway.
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. So what was you saying about Michael Phelps?
So,
Because I'm trying to figure out where the black privilege is.
no, so they were basically saying, so the comparison is, you've got Richardson, tested positive for marijuana,
Yeah.
smoked while competing, suspended for 1 month, media and celebrities call for her reinstatement.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps, tested negative for marijuana, smoked whilst not competing, suspended for 3 months, lost endorsements and financial support.
Okay.
Then it says there seems to be an obvious double standard when it comes to Sha'Carri and her suspension for the USA Olympic team. Sha'Carri knew the rules and chose not to follow them. Although marijuana is illegal in her state, it doesn't matter. If the Olympic rules say marijuana is not allowed, then it's not allowed, period. Why are media outlets and celebrities praising someone who broke the rules? If you believe that marijuana should be legal everywhere, that's cool. But it still doesn't mean everyone should be allowed to be high at their jobs. Alcohol is legal, but try going to work with alcohol on your breath. Unfortunately, we have a culture that allows the admiration of those who choose to break rules. This doesn't lead to a productive society.
Who is this person?
Sha'Carri Richardson, Michael Phelps, Olympics Team USA, is the good white privilege, black privilege. This is a person called the right-winged angel.
Oh, okay. Is his right wing whatever? It's
I
doing
don't-
what it says on the tin.
I don't think that's... I think that's more so male and female.
Do you?
Yeah, I think there's more sympathy towards... Sorry, I want to keep saying her name wrong. What is it again?
I have no idea. She's something.
Do you know how you pronounce her name?
Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri, because she's a woman. That's what I think. I don't think it's a black and white thing. I think it's a woman and man thing, male and female.
So people are being gentle on her because she's female.
I think so. If we're trying to figure out why,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because she's a female, not because she's black.
Could it just be the times have changed, kind of, and marijuana is becoming
Yeah,
more
no,
mainstream?
you're right. Times have changed. Marijuana is much more mainstream now. It is legal in a lot of states in America. People have made pop-up businesses out of it.
Yeah.
It's not as taboo anymore. So people don't. The seriousness of marijuana is not what it used to be in it. So it's like it's just weed in it. Like, but obviously in sports,
Yeah.
marijuana is still a banned substance.
Substance, yeah.
But in our everyday life, marijuana is just minor in it. I think that's why. How long ago was the Michael Phelps story? Like how many years ago?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay, I thought you might tell me.
I don't know, but I think people are those. Obviously, a lot of black people are for her running, and they're just like, it's weed. Weed doesn't affect your ability to. It's not like it's a performance enhancing drug. So, and obviously she lost her mom. So obviously there's context, right? So people are just like, let her run. Like, if it was like a performance enhancing drug, then obviously fair enough. But
Yeah, of
it's
course,
not.
of course. Yeah.
So they're trying to obviously find rules to let it slide.
Yeah.
I guess some people who are more upset are those that are like, well, Michael Phelps lost endorsements and stuff. Obviously, she's a Nike athlete. Nike have come out and said they're still supporting her,
Yeah.
like regardless. So I don't know if it's a black and white thing. I didn't say it was a black and white thing. I'm just showing what's
been said.
What's been said. Yeah. So some people are like, well, it's not fair. Like, you don't want them to. Everyone who's even trying to compare, you don't want them to have the same energy they did with Michael Phelps for her, because apparently, I guess his was worse. And his wasn't even during like the season of competing. I think it was like an off-season period or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah.
It says here that it's legal to recreationally smoke weed in 19 plus states, including the one where Richardson tested positive.
Yeah.
While the NFL, NBA, and MLB have softened their stance, But we're still going to stop an Olympian from competing due to a non-performance enhancing drug. Makes no sense. So the NBA, NFL, and MLB
I'm fine with it.
I would say they're fine with it, but I think it's not really taken that seriously. They're
Should
softening
be
their stance, basically.
off-season, because I think, like you said, if you're a sports person,
Yeah.
your the expectation is that you're competing purely. There is no enhancement. There is nothing else really to change or alter or affect your performance. So you should be clean.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, whether or not it's recreationally or not. You shouldn't be doing it while you're performing or while you're about to perform.
Yeah, no.
That would be my argument, I think.
On her behalf, it was, I don't want to use the word stupid, but it wasn't the right
It was
thing.
reckless.
It was reckless.
Mm.
She said
I agree.
she lost her mother recently and she was using it
Coping mechanism.
as a coping mechanism. So I get that, but still, you know that this substance is banned.
Mm.
So you shouldn't have smoked it. Period.
Yeah. I agree.
We get the reasons why she smoked it. Dealing with the loss of her mother, I understand that. But even so, like the Olympics are, that's not like one little.
The Olympics, yeah.
That's not one little track meet down the road.
Know, but
that's
you
the
know
Olympics.
what? In the same breath, though, I hear what you're saying, but that's the death of someone's mum. I feel like when it comes to grief,
We
Yeah,
can't
no, I
tell
get
her
it.
how to
everything
grieve.
goes out the window.
Yeah, of course,
People
of
deal
course.
with things differently. So
Yeah.
it could be the Olympics, it could be freaking
Sports day at school.
your inauguration, whatever it is. It could
Yeah.
be whatever. When
Yeah.
it comes to grief, I don't think
You can tell.
you can
people what to
like
do.
and I think in that moment you're gonna deal with whatever it is you're dealing with, however you feel possible. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's grief and it's your mother. So
Yeah, you're right. But then you're smoking, knowing that this is going to come back to bite me.
But
then.
you know.
yeah, but that's
Like,
the thing. But,
you ain't smoking it, rocking up to the test and like oblivious, like I'm fine.
but
No,
that's why
you
she
know
said
what's
she's human. Like
gonna
she
happen.
didn't,
Yeah.
she didn't lie.
It
She
wasn't
didn't.
rational what she
She
did.
didn't.
Mm.
She didn't try and like make excuses. She was just like, I'm human. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, yeah,
So you were saying that she can still compete now.
I'm annoyed now because I can't find where I saw
I saw
it.
it somewhere as well, but
Unless it's been
If you
deleted.
type in her name into Google, it might be
she's
the first
she's
article that comes
accepted
up.
a suspension until some point late July.
In July, yeah. So she accepted the
and she'll
extension.
carry on or whatever
Let
from
me
that
just,
point.
I'm just going to type her
How do you
name
spell
into
her
Google.
name?
Sha'Carri, SHA
But there's,
apostrophe
yeah, apostrophe.
CARRI.
Oh, she's only 21.
She's
Yeah,
a
she's
baby.
young.
Yeah.
Okay. So she ran her 100 meters kind of the same time as me, really. 10.86
Same time as
seconds.
you.
No, she is fierce. Like I was watching,
No, I'm
funny
playing. I
enough,
don't mind
last
that.
week, I was actually watching her race. And she had like a green wig. You know how she's very
She's
like,
fabulous,
she's
isn't
just
she?
very like ghetto fab.
Yeah.
She's black. She's just not what obviously most of the athletes look like. So
Okay, let me read.
she had like an interview, and even the way she
Okay.
corrected the guy from saying her name was so funny. She was like, by the way, it's Sha'Carri, like with her long nails, and she's just, I love her. I'm like, yes, sis.
This explains it. This is something I took a screenshot of this actually. So the 21-year-old who qualified for the 2020 Olympics after running 100-meter race in 10.86 seconds last month had been suspended for 30 days following a drug test that came positive back for THC, a chemical found in marijuana. Richardson accepted her suspension that ends July 27th, which would be in time to run the women's relays.
So she's gonna make it.
Yeah, but USA Track and Field have not disclosed plans according to Associated Press. So I don't know if the 100 meters or whatever else
It's
she's
before
running
or
is
after.
before or after. But she comes back July
It would be a
27th.
shame if she missed them because she's spectacular, isn't she?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know who she is. This is the first time I've ever heard
Really?
No, I've been seeing.
No,
that.
she's like the new one to watch, like because she's so young.
of. Funny enough, I was talking
colourful.
to Jason the other day actually about like the Olympics starting. I was like, right, like when it comes to like sprinting, who are the new like up and coming sprinters? Because I have no idea. Like since Usain
I
Bolt
don't
and
think
them
I've
man
ever known apart
dipped
from
out.
Bolt.
I don't know who runs sprinting right now. Does anyone know? You're Caribbean. I know sprinting is
Friends, who do you know?
a part of your culture.
No. When was the last time we had an Olympics?
There's that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it's the whole recency bias.
Was
I
it
mean,
2016?
No, the Olympics is every 4 years now.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like
think you
wasn't it
have
meant to be
different-
last year? And we didn't have it because of
That's-
COVID.
Yeah,
you
so
have
it-
So it's
different types of
2016.
Olympics.
of what?
Different types of Olympics. Like sometimes you have it in Japan and then you have the world one.
Different types. No, you've got 3. Winter.
So you'd have different types then.
Yeah, but no one's talking about.
Look at
No
him.
one's talking about the
So
Winter Olympics.
cheeky.
Okay. I know that they race.
No, but saying we've got
well.
different types of Olympics, and like the Winter Olympics is a complete different kettle of fish.
No, but she's saying every 4 years. I'm saying it happens more frequently than that.
Yeah, but we're talking about
The main event.
You know what we're talking about, Brent.
When we say 4
Olympics,
years, it's
not
the main
the-
event.
not
It's
the
like the
Winter
World Cup,
Olympics.
And then
Some
Fight,
people
Brent,
say
fight.
we can't believe Jamaica, we got a bobsled team.
Oh,
Like, we ain't talking about that. I mean, the Wanderers and the One Junior. We're not talking about that, bro. Oh my God.
Everybody's favorite movie.
the fastest of the fastest, the Jamaica's winter.
How many times have you watched that
I said-
movie?
Listen,
That's my mother's name.
Tallulah.
Tallulah. That's my mother's name.
These
I see
two.
pride.
I see power. I see a bad
badass mother. You don't take
take
crap from nobody.
nobody.
I think I've only watched it once, you know.
I've seen it a couple times.
But you remember
Actually,
everything.
to be fair, more than a couple times. It's
Yeah,
one, it's,
you must have watched it more than a couple of
Cool
times.
is one of the childhood faves,
Feel
man.
the rhythm.
Feel
Feel
the
the
rhythm.
rhyme. Come on, like,
It's bobsled time. Cool runnings.
Runnings.
Okay, I think my brother and my sister might be the same with you guys when it comes to that. I'm
Yeah.
It was
Probably
always,
too
it was
old
always
for
on
it.
On
TV.
TV.
Like always on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was Coming to America. I think I know every single word.
Yeah,
of
I'm the
Coming
same.
to
Yeah, no.
America.
Come to America, I intentionally watched that millions of times.
Yeah.
But Cool Runnings was just, you just pop the TV on, it's just
It was
there.
on.
And it's there.
Yeah.
It was the woke movie of the time.
I would say
Potentially.
woke.
Well, not woke, but available culturally.
Yeah.
A black
And it was based on a
movie
true
for
story.
everybody to. Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brent, I know you're Caribbean.
Brent.
Tell us,
Represent the region.
Del-
give us
Give
your,
us the
your
facts.
first-hand account of the first Jamaican bobsled team. I know in Trinidad, it must have been crazy. Or was a bit of jealousy there, a bit of rivalry? Because you guys have had your team? Or?
He remained silent.
I only know Sanka, you're dead. To be honest.
Sanka, you there?
Sanka, you
Yeah,
dead?
man.
Yeah, man.
And his lucky egg.
Wait, so you haven't really watched it like that?
I have
Oh, you know
not repeatedly like they have watched
the
it.
script, the lines.
I just
too?
watched it once. Yeah,
Yeah, because
Wasn't that memorable?
He's jealous, isn't it? Because it's obviously
he?
Jamaica.
100%.
Hold on, no, this is a serious question. Forget all the banner. Is there a rivalry between, you know, the same way Ghana and Nigerians have this
Yeah.
little crazy whatever banner
Yeah,
or beef? Do you have anything with any other Caribbean island?
no,
No, this is
No.
all peace
I
and
don't
love.
believe you. There must be something.
no.
None whatsoever.
I think it's
peace and
Jamaicans
love.
versus people from Barbados. I think that's where the rivalry is. Yeah.
Oh.
I just think it's Jamaicans. Like, I think Jamaicans are
World boss.
like
When anybody says the Caribbean, they just think
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Exactly. So I feel
How
like
do you
That's
feel
why-
about
that's
that?
why you're
How
jealous.
do you feel about that?
Or you
No.
have some like
No.
ill will towards
no,
Jamaican?
No. It's I guess if it's anything,
Could there be love?
yeah, cool. If it's
Could there
anything,
be love?
it's that people need to keep correcting people. I'm not Jamaican. Just because you hear a
twang.
twang.
everyone thinks it's
Man
Yeah,
said,
you need
I'm
to adjust
Trini.
that it's annoying me.
Sorry.
Just no, adjust
No.
it.
Just keep it to
Bend
your
it to you.
mouth.
It's too close. I feel nervous about it, Brent.
Okay,
I'm
cool,
sorry.
cool.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
here now.
So it's nothing with us because we have oil,
Oh, do you?
we have cane, sugar cane. Do you understand? So our exports are mad. They're
And-
rich.
Oh, so you're saying
Are you
Jamaicans?
rich
Oh,
like
you're
that?
saying Jamaicans ain't got shit?
They've got
They have
Bob
sugar
Marley
as well. I.
An Elephant Man.
and
Oh,
Big
and-
Up.
and Sean Paul and Vibes
Vibes.
Cartel
They have
and
music galore.
Popcorn and
And that's
Spice, Dexter Daps.
Yeah,
Bring it to the
culture
Alkaline.
is amazing.
bring it to the
They've
owner.
had
legacy,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
You can't deny that.
Their cultural legacy is absolutely amazing.
Oh no, you guys have got
Amazing.
Wayne Wonder. Is it Wayne Wonder? No, Kevin
not-
Little.
No,
No, because there was in the video. There's a big Trini flag behind him.
cool. Our main musical export over the decades is a guy called, why is his name?
I think
Montana.
French.
Marshall
Aha.
Montana. And he was like a child prodigy like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
From young. He's dope, talented.
Okay.
And all he's still making music now.
Okay.
Marshall Montana.
Yeah. Absolutely dope.
Doesn't ring
just-
a bell.
Just him.
the biggest.
Culturally, that's it.
But
He's
if
the
you're talking
biggest.
about Calypso,
Yeah.
then that
So
nobody could touch us.
I
on
thought you were
Calypso.
going to say Harry Belafonte, but is Belafonte from Trinidad? No.
Trinidad?
But the music, some of his music is calypso, isn't it?
Oh, don't just
Calypso.
that. I don't think he's Trinidadian. Let me check.
Is Calypso put in the same box as like soca?
It's the original form.
Yeah.
Then soca basically got influenced and then it changed, and
okay,
that's the
okay.
modern form of calypso. But calypso is more so political commentary
Yeah.
Is it?
just infused with a whole sort of comedy and protest. It's fascinating. And obviously Steel Pan was the main thing, innit? And obviously, as you know, Trinidad is famous for carnival.
Yeah.
No island touches us when it comes to anything to do with that. Yeah, that's why we will live
Trinity
forever,
Carnival. All right. Okay, cool. Are we off this? Any other takes on this topic?
No, I haven't got anything else to say.
Yeah, I think that it shouldn't be an argument, to be honest. You can't just break contract and then set that as the standard. I'm not seeing any Trinidadian connection with Harry Belafonte.
My bad. I think it was just the Calypso because I seem to think that Belafonte has done Calypso.
And also, if you've got a rule in place and you let her off because
it opens the floodgates
for everybody else.
Everyone else can think they can get away with it. Just because she's got celebrities coming to her aid and there's a big public outcry for her to be allowed, like the governing bodies can't be like, okay, cool. That means everyone else is going to start. What about us? What about me? That means I can smoke weed. No. If there's a rule, there's a rule in it. I feel sorry for her because of the circumstances around it, but I mean, they can't let her off.
She's an athlete. She should adhere to
And plus, by this article, she can still run on the 27th. So.
Yeah.
But he has done a couple songs with Trinidad Carnival in it.
Belafonte.
Some people say
I thought he was a big Calypso, whatever. It might be that he's much older now, obviously, and his time has been.
I know he was an actor though.
He was an actor, but he's got quite the catalogue. I know this because my mother was an
artiste, right?
Yeah.
Handsome man.
Yes, this is probably why my mother was
his light skin is
taken
probably
by him.
is it you?
Exactly.
All right, are you going to tell light skin guys?
Oh, Brent.
Very
Not particularly.
Okay.
No, not particularly. But people tend to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not
he
my
has to
thing.
find it. He doesn't
Have
know
I?
that
Have I? Lights?
Hold on 1 second, everyone.
I don't know why she's doing this.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What did she
I
say?
Because I just forgot and I don't want, like...
I've sent him the one that you sent me.
No, let me send you the...
Yes, please do that.
Okay, sorry.
What are they talking about?
Don't worry about it, sorry.
I don't know if it's private or...
Hey, you guys. By the way, I listened to Soul Friends. I really enjoyed it. It's like, oh, Brent's so cute. Gina's even cuter.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
people...
Like,
really-
what are they?
Yes.
People really like that episode, you know?
That episode, Soul Friends.
Soul Friends.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite.
When we
one thus
recorded it,
far.
I didn't think it would be a hit, but it was a hit.
Yeah.
It was a hit still.
I think you guys were very
Open.
vulnerable. Yeah, you were very vulnerable and honest. And
Yeah.
I don't think that very many people appreciate platonic male-female friendships.
Okay.
And really, they should.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's always sort of expecting an ulterior something or another, but just to actually hear that this is what it is, it's quite refreshing. It made me think about all the friends that I haven't got anymore.
Because...
She got married.
Yeah, kind of. Or lines were crossed.
Yeah, but if you get married, you have to drop out relationships that are not completely platonic, isn't it? Like when there's like still a bit of grey area.
Yeah, out of respect for your partner.
Yeah.
And your union, really, not so much your partner.
The worst is when you know that nothing's ever going to happen between me and this person, but you still kind of got to give him the little boot because out of respect. But you know what I'm trying to say? That could be, that can be
You
frustrating.
don't think so?
No, because I was going to say, I think what I find, is if you're... For me, I think what makes sense is to allow your partner to have a relationship with your friend as well. So then it makes
Even
it...
if there's a history.
Yeah.
I don't believe in being friends with people I don't think you can be friends with someone that you've got a history with. I've said this all the time, so I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about like, you know how, do you know what I mean?
Your partner should be Yusuff's friend. That
Yeah,
sort of
like,
thing.
stuff like that. So then vice versa. So then that way.
You know what I mean?
Okay, sorry. Editor. Who edits the
I
pod?
saved it. Don't worry.
So let's change the scenario a bit, right? Let's take me, for example, and how I'm sweet on you, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to ever change. You are going to let your husband...
Why don't I have a brand? Go
You're going to
on.
let your husband befriend me to make it easier to keep me in your life?
That's what I'm saying.
You tell him...
There's grey area here.
No, because
you would tell him that I'm sweet on you, and then you would try to get us
but
to
then
be
that's
friends?
what I'm saying, because you're sweet on me,
Yes.
it wouldn't
Could
work.
it be
So-
love?
So someone like Yusuff,
All right,
who's
so that's
not
it.
sweet on
Okay,
me,
cool.
Would be friends,
it
but you
could-
no.
would make
All right,
sense.
but you would cut me out, basically.
I would unfortunately have to, not because I wanted to, but it's because
Oh.
unless you decided to no longer be sweet on me, Brent.
No, but
I am not speaking
Gina,
anymore.
just hold on. I have a question. He can be sweet on you, but it doesn't mean he's going to act upon that.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So that's why I wouldn't have an issue with it, because him being sweet on me doesn't cross boundaries, as long as it doesn't cross boundaries, and it never has. So
But that would not be enough for your husband, would it?
that's the thing. So I'd have to take that into consideration.
Right.
So if it was a thing where it needed to no longer be the case, then it would have to
But
run.
different with Brent though, because one, Brent's not about
I hear that, but just
So-
imagine her husband keeps looking at me and she keeps spending time with me.
Where?
Like she works
No,
with him,
because I
essentially.
exist.
Yeah,
I'm
you exist,
alive.
but you exist
But
mainly
if
here.
she's still basically coming to record
Yeah.
where I am,
Yeah.
knowing what he knows, it's
So then
going to
what-
rub him up the wrong way.
What's he gonna do? Come here every no often just to get?
No, just
good
no,
terms with
Gina,
you.
don't
I'm
go.
asking
Just
her,
find a different
what does she do
studio.
then?
Yeah, okay, cool.
If what? He says I should stop recording here.
Yeah, because of Brent's sweetness. Mock laughter.
Banner.
Really?
No, because it's like, in my head, yeah, I think originally, like, I would resist and act the way I'm acting and be like, really? You know what I mean? But if it became a really big deal and it was a deal breaker,
Yeah.
then I'd have to be like,
Yeah, but
bye,
why did you
Brent.
tell your man that he was sweet on you in the first place?
I didn't tell my man that he was sweet.
So then what's the issue?
So you
It's
wouldn't
just-
tell him?
Yeah, she will have to not tell him because she knows
So then
that.
there's no issue then.
Yeah,
But
he
aren't
doesn't
you
know
there
won't kill him.
then
If
sort
you
of
don't know that he's sweet on you, then
lying by omission?
But then this is the
It's not
thing,
lying,
right? Yeah,
bruv.
you know the being sweet on me
How's it lying?
situation. Yeah, no, because it's like
That can happen all over the place, right?
this
Anybody
is the thing,
can-
right?
Mhm.
You can't. If someone's like fancies you,
Yeah.
or whatever, I'm assuming that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, if someone's attracted to you,
yeah.
yeah, So if I go to work and there's someone in my workplace in my team that's attracted to me, does that mean that I'm no longer
Yeah.
going to work?
No.
Because essentially, me coming to here to record is work.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
Are you gonna now tell me that I can no longer work in my team because I have a
Somebody-
colleague who fancies me?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So
Exactly.
it's no different. That's how I'm seeing it.
And you ain't gonna go and tell your boyfriend, oh yeah, Jake from Thingy fancies me. Like it's none of his business. It doesn't matter.
And also, if the only way it would be a problem for me is if Brent crossed boundaries.
Yeah.
If Brent crossed boundaries all the time, like if it wasn't
Repeatedly.
if it wasn't banter,
Yeah.
do you understand what I mean? And it wasn't lighthearted, then it'd be an issue because then there's the likelihood of disrespect happening. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh dear. Okay.
And then the same would be true for him if there are 5 girls at his workplace that like him,
I'd be fuming.
but you can't do anything about
But how do you know?
So I used to work with my ex-husband. That's how we met. At
Yeah,
work.
that's different. If
Yeah.
you're with him at work, then
And
oh, cool.
you would see things and you
it.
just
Where did
go.
you work? Because this episode's about you. I don't know why we talked about this printer because it's going to be 2 weeks old. So, where did you work?
I don't know what I want to say.
What's that?
No, he's right.
No, I was thinking that as well. It's not
Wait,
2 weeks.
what?
No, it's basically for the listeners.
No, next week.
This episode is being recorded a week in advance.
Okay.
So
Technically,
Obviously-
it's only a few days,
no,
Yeah.
4 days, because it's gonna come out next week Sunday. So we would have recorded on Wednesday.
yeah, but that episode is not for. But that's for Patreon.
You already have.
What are you talking about? What episode for Patreon?
The episode with Daniel
Yeah,
is
Is
for
this Sunday?
tomorrow.
yeah. So this
This
is gonna
episode
be
is for next week Sunday.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So if we were gonna record next week Sunday's one on Wednesday, we recorded it 4 days earlier.
No,
Do you not get what I mean?
It's
I
Saturday
don't know
today.
what's
This comes out
going
next
on.
week Sunday.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I just know that it's been 2 weeks. When they hear this on Sunday, it has been 2 weeks.
Today is 4 days before Wednesday, is what I'm saying. So we recorded it 4 days earlier than we normally would record.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get that.
Hey, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is no,
This particular
no,
topic.
I know that. I'm saying the story about the sprinter is going to be mad old. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about the recording.
110%. Yes, that's
But
true.
4 days is still long anyway. Talk about
in the thing.
chat about.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
where did you used
So
to
where
work?
did we work? I think I can just say we were civil servants.
I think you work for MIT or something.
MI5? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
MI6 or MI5? No. But I think civil servants will have to do. You know what? In spite of all the things,
What
or
is
how
the
open
talk about?
how open I have
Do you
been
still work
about
there?
my marriage and my sex life and whatever.
Do you still work there?
I
Wow, she still
I
works
haven't
there.
I haven't open. Well, I don't know. I feel kind of protective of my ex-husband's identity. So people who know me will know who he is. But
And you listen to this
fine.
podcast? Your age mates listen to this podcast?
How old are you, Emily?
Well, man probably
You look
age
very young,
you,
by
bro.
the way.
everybody.
Man
last
aged
night
you.
Very
I
young.
played this game with people.
Man said your age mates. Man
And I know because I was like, a whole bunch of people were like, oh yeah, so how old are you? I'm like, guess. Mid-20s. Oh, I'm laughing in my head. What do you mean mid-20s? I don't know if it was the outfit, I don't know if it was the makeup. I'm like, absolutely not. And this one guy thought that he had the upper hand in me because like, yeah, so I'm 41 and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, good for you. I was like, how old are you, Emily? And I said, well, guess. And he's like, you must be like maybe 29. I said, dude, I'm going to be 42 end of this month. And
You're
he was
lying. I'm not going to lie because I didn't think you were in your 40s.
I'm turning 42 at the end of this month.
I had no idea.
Oh.
I thought, because do you know what threw me off?
But
I honestly thought you were like their age.
That's because she goes to faded.
I'm not listening.
To be fair. No.
Faded.
To be fair,
Faded.
I definitely believe you were like the Yusuffs. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how old is Yusuff?
I was about to say your age, but I don't know if I'm allowed.
Say it. Why not?
I said my age on
You
this
said
Sometimes,
he's
before.
what, 35?
I'm 45.
If he says his age, I'll say
He's
my
not
age.
45.
Even though people who listen know my age already. I'm 36.
Yeah, so I thought
So
you were like
all babies.
I
yeah.
thought you were like 36, 37 max. But when Brent said your age group, I thought, wait, hold on a minute. That must mean y'all are not in the same bracket.
I actually, the other day, almost said I'm middle-aged. And I thought, Emily, relax. You're not middle-aged yet. But
To be
I'm
fair,
almost there.
I've never really thought about your age,
That's interesting.
So I'm neither surprised or not surprised. I never really thought how old you was.
I get it a lot because my peers, as he says, are like, you're listening to 3 shots of tequila. What is that? Who are those people? Emily, come on. You're smarter than that. You're better than that.
is it?
Oh, yeah. I get a lot of that from a lot
Oh.
of people.
So you should be listening to Oprah?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
damn
should
15-years-olds listen to Oprah.
I should be, Oprah, Brene Brown, or whoever
who that
else.
is.
I should be a bit more intellectual. That's
you're
what
right,
people
you're right.
expect of me. And I just kind of think
That's probably
well,
why because you ooze,
Yeah, you're young, man.
Youth.
you ooze youth. So
Your
like,
spirit is young.
yeah, so I think they're just jealous. And that's probably partly why you look so young as well. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think they're just hating because they can't get inside from
I
outside
have
the
a
club.
zest for life. I love that phrase. No, I'm really enjoying life now.
She's
really
like Danielle.
Yes, but Danielle's older.
Who's
yeah,
Danielle? Your
I'm rattled,
business
I forgot about
partner.
Yeah.
Like, you would never think she was her age. Again, youthful living, man.
I wish. You know what? I feel like I've lived a whole lifetime.
A couple.
I'm exhausted.
I can imagine, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm only just starting to zen again. I'm tired now.
And you have
I just
children as
need
well,
to
so I'm
relax.
sure that's a whole nother life journey. And all that.
Do you think you're done with kids?
Completely.
Okay.
And
So-
also, unless Future Bay, because I do have a Future Bay, unless Future Bay is like, come on, Emily, I'm like one for the road, last one. But if I
One
do
for the
that,
road.
if I do that, I'm not working, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm just mothering, because those things I found very exhausting. To be working, to be a mum, to be the cleaner, to be the chef, to be the emotional whatever, to be the sex partner. I can't. I'm done. I need somebody to cater to me.
I hear that.
Yeah,
They make cater to you.
that's
respect
right.
it.
That's right.
So, civil servant,
Oh,
because you want to protect his identity.
yeah, I kind of do. Yeah, in spite of everything. Like, we had a major fight this week, and someone was saying to me, Emily, you're so kind to him or whatever. I'm just like,
Major fight this week. I thought you guys had split up time ago. What you
we
still
split
arguing about?
up 3 years ago.
Why are
pretty
you still
much.
arguing?
Co-parenting.
Say, no, I'm not going to fuck you up the ass again, man. Stop asking me shit.
No,
You ain't still getting
he's also in a relationship now. It's the only things we get intense about is the co-parenting,
Yeah.
which is completely new ground for us.
Yeah.
So that's
Are the children young?
no. My son is 10. Okay, so we have 2
So
children.
they are young. What the hell?
Yeah, 10 and 7.
What?
Yeah.
10 years old. That's young.
Yeah, well, I think he's a big boy now.
Okay.
He is actually. He's got a very mature head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And the girl she's girly and 7 and everything. So
Very young children. That's why I understand the co-parenting arguments, because you still
Yeah.
have to be
yeah,
using his
exactly,
dialect. Okay.
exactly. Very hands-on, both of us. But why was I saying this again? I can't remember.
How did you meet? Yes, you met at work. And you said you saw stuff at work and stuff like that. We're talking about.
Oh yes, the girls.
Yeah,
So
fine.
I joined that particular department, that particular office, after he'd been there for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and he had established friendships with lots of girls, and he was kind of not a ladies man as such, but
Black girls?
Sorry.
No.
Black girls?
No, there were only 2 black women in the office, and I was one of them. The other joined when I joined, so
Yeah.
everybody else was white. He
right,
was-
okay.
Yeah, he's white as well. And they had very good friendships, kind of like you guys, for the most part. But looking from the outside in, it didn't look like that. It was always like, why are you giving her a shoulder massage at 12:15, in the middle of the casework?
Can I be a little bit intrusive?
Mhm.
Like, do you have a picture?
Why is she taking so long?
Please. I need a visual.
So do I, to be fair.
Oh, you guys.
Let's just get there.
Please. Because I gotta figure out if this guy is more on the Tom Hardy side.
You're
and,
you're in for a shock,
I'm
I
gonna be-
think.
I'm
Beckham
gonna be
side.
rattled.
She was there saying he's a ladies' man. So.
Jude Law side.
I'm gonna be rattled. I can
or
tell.
is he more like Annan Deck type side?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I just-
Deck is-
Do you know what? I don't have
Annan
very
Deck
many
are a
pictures
side,
of him.
yes. But they ain't the Tom Hardy that side, bro.
Okay, he's definitely not Tom Hardy.
And I don't even think Tom Hardy's that good looking. It's more so from you, Gina, that you always
He's
pick
all
him
right.
up.
It's more of a David Beckham.
David Beckham, okay.
No, I think Hardy's saucy.
I don't like his teeth.
He's small, but he's petite almost for a man. Do I have a picture?
Or like John B in them, man. Or even Chet Hanks,
No, Chet doesn't do it for me.
Jack Harlow and them, man, there.
Get out.
Yo, when Jack Harlow moved to Sweetie,
Sweetie, that was
I rated it still.
cute.
I rated it still. It was very smooth with it. But him and Quavo just
Oh, Father's
doing
Day.
buddy the other week.
I have a Father's Day album in my. There you go. That's where you'll find it.
All right.
Let me give Gina first and see what
Okay.
she says.
I'm living.
What?
I am living.
Why? Buffing.
Cheekbones though. Okay, bitch. No, because I'm
The suspense is killing me, Pete.
Emily, this can't be the only one. Please, can I venture through? Because I feel like the others will give me a bit more.
Brent, they're killing us right now, bro.
I like the fact that it's still there in front of her face.
Nah, you
What, is
know
it the
what?
Father's
Because she
Day
can't
album?
believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the album. Oh,
Yeah.
your daughter's beautiful.
Thank you.
She's absolutely beautiful.
That's him.
Yeah, but Gina, you can't believe it for what reason?
No,
You said
need
like,
to
give me
When you see the picture, you will know why.
I want to know what you. Okay, let him have a look and then.
It's the way. It's because of the.
Just
the
give me the
colour.
phone, Jared.
Yusuff, please.
What is wrong? Explain this to me. I don't get it. What is this? Sorry.
Wickle.
This guy.
Wickle.
Wait a minute.
Yusuff, can you see why I'm rattled?
Why are you
But
guys
I like
rattled?
cheekbones. Though.
I don't get it. Why are you
He
rattled?
is serving face in that picture. That is
I'm
what's
not gonna lie,
killing me.
because he's kind of like, he's not Jude Law and them, man, but he's not Annan Deck and them, man, either. He's kind of somewhere
In between.
in between.
Go through the rest of the album. No, because
You have to run it by me.
He's
Oh, sorry.
He's got hair.
He's got very long hair.
He's
Right?
got hair.
But he's giving me like,
Now this makes sense. I don't know why you guys are going on.
Really?
Yeah.
So why did? Okay.
no, my reaction was because of the shirt collar and that.
That's what you know. What it was. It looked very Tudor. Like
Yeah,
Tudor, like
like-
Oh, and he's not like that at all.
Like,
Let me find you some other ones.
He's giving me like, I'm the sixth in line in case Prince Harry dies.
Yeah.
Like,
Squire.
Yeah, Squire, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
was
yeah.
why I
Yeah.
laughed really hard.
Yeah.
That's why I
Royalty.
said I need to go through the rest of the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
So when I went through the rest of the pictures and I saw more,
He's-
like, jeans,
This is more him.
casual-
That is more him. Jeans and a t-shirt. Even though
cool.
that's quite a long time.
Now
ago.
he's giving me Shoreditch Soho
Shoreditch.
vibes.
That's what I'm
Oh, is that
saying.
right?
He's like a show.
Yeah.
He's like a Shoreditch, like the shaggy hair. The,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Converse.
Yeah.
He wore Converse to a wedding, and stuff like that. Like he's a relaxed kind of guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I now want to know how he decided to go from
I wish
Emma
I
and
had
Becky
more
to you.
pictures.
Yeah, man, he's a handsome guy.
No, I know. My reaction was the shirt. It threw me
did
off.
I pick the wrong picture then?
It threw me off.
Let me see. No, Emily, don't ever do that again.
I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Let me see.
Listen,
Don't ever show
I was
that
thinking, who is
first.
this posh, pompous Kensington lad?
Is that what you thought?
Yeah.
He's a working class boy. Well, no, his mother would disagree.
No, where's
Yeah, I need to see younger pictures of you.
look?
Me?
Yes,
Outrageous.
yeah.
This
listen.
picture
Let me
made
see.
sense.
Yeah.
though.
Okay, yeah, that's more him. This might cover businesses.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So like he's more so on the Jude Law than man side.
Yeah.
But he has bare different looks though. This is like another look.
He does. So most people people that have known him for a long time say
Yeah.
he kind of looks like a more attractive Kurt Cobain.
I see that.
And I think that's bang on, down to even his dress sense and his
Yeah.
sort of melancholy occasionally and, things like that.
Yeah,
I would
you were
say.
selling yourself short with all of this, man.
Was
'Cause
I?
when you See, now factor in
Do you
the
know
pegging.
who I was?
Now factor in the pegging.
So
That's
tell me
wild.
Well, because he looks like this as well.
He looks like a regular fella, right? Now he
Do
wants.
you know who I pictured? Someone like a
Anton
chubby,
Dick.
a
With glasses,
chubby,
isn't it?
big, sneaky looking, energy ego man.
100%.
Like
Wow,
But-
really?
Yeah.
I guess that's what most people think, you know.
No, but then I wouldn't think you would go for that type of guy you're describing. So
No,
it's,
I
it's
wouldn't.
weird.
I think he's a
Yeah.
very attractive man.
No, he is an attractive
Let me
man.
see again. Let me see again.
He is.
No, to be honest, based on her description, it made sense for where you are from.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
For that to be what I would be with.
Yeah, when I say you are from, as in your country.
Yeah.
I could only expect that type of fella to come to your country to
Somebody
collect
said
you.
this. I don't know if it was three
Yeah, but-
shots.
yeah,
or
but
you,
is
somebody
that
was
what he
saying
meant?
Ugandan girls.
I was
Is that
wondering
what he
older
didn't,
but-
men.
Like,
For me,
I
though,
didn't know
yeah.
much about her history.
Yeah.
Growing
Do you
up,
understand? I
yeah.
thought she's fresh.
Like the
Oh,
so
that
the
makes sense.
stigma, but there was
Okay.
always like Southern African women.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
East African ones
And
as
East
well.
African women tend to
Have the bunda, right?
no, not even
Marry
that. But
Okay,
they
sorry.
marry, but
Kind
they marry,
of.
they marry.
I like what you
Can
do.
we-
Immigration
can we just
status.
clap? Can we just clap quickly? Yeah.
Wait, that's not racist.
Growing up, it was like Southern African women tend to
Yeah.
go that way.
So when I said
100%.
white man,
So
that's the
I was picturing
image. Yeah.
my man's mum's boyfriend. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
no, he's only a few months older than me. We met at work. He was dating someone at the time that I joined the department, but they broke up. I didn't know about this. And apparently, I found this out much later. His girlfriends were like, you know, Emily's not bad. Maybe you should start talking to Emily to get you out of this funk. And I didn't know that was happening. I remember there was a party and we went to this party. Or was it before the party? I can't remember. Oh no, we started exchanging movies. This is how
So
old
he
I
had a
am.
history of dating black women.
No,
So why
I
is
know
this
he'd
girl
slept with a black
recommending-
woman before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
But,
he has experience. Yeah.
As far as I know, one, he refused to talk about his ex-partners, but every now and then would be walking down the street and you'd see the girl with the pink hair that just walked past you. I've slept with her. And, you know, that would
Bad
happen.
boy.
Straight.
Man said, I'm a Gallus. I've done my thing.
But I was
bro.
like, oh, cool. And is that, so everybody had a name. I knew the stories. Was it Karen? Was it Girl Joe? Was it, you know, whoever. And I was like, oh, was that her? And sometimes I'd be running back to see, okay, I've caught, you know, that's her. But no, I don't know why he picked me, but I think his friends pointed me out just because they thought we'd get on. It wasn't so much a racial issue. And I actually said this to somebody else. I've said his name.
You can blip it out.
That him and I never discussed race seriously until George Floyd.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It just, we did have one or two conversations. His father, for example, is a Daily Mail reader. And we would be like, Dad, he'd be like, oh, Dad's like, you know, whatever. And we're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Does his father know what he gets into?
No, his family don't know.
Why would he?
His family
No,
don't
but
know. Well,
this is it. His father's a Daily Mail reader.
Yeah.
Daily Mail readers.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that they would
if
like
he knew
that type
that
of
would
lifestyle.
be, that would be out. I don't even know what would happen. His mother was very liberal, very, very liberal, Guardian reader, etc., etc. But then she
Sorry,
was...
can we just stop for a second? You
Yeah.
guys are judging people based on what papers they read.
Yes.
This is life.
It-
Guardian
it says-
reader,
yeah, it
Daily
says-
Mail reader. I've never heard this before in my life.
Profile, yeah.
It says
Okay.
a lot, yeah, about a person, what
Okay.
kind of news they choose to consume. Because it
Okay.
informs their politics, I
Okay,
think. Yeah,
okay.
and then that says a lot about a person. Yeah, so mum was liberal, very nice, but then typically white in the sense that she'd say things like, oh, I wonder what the baby's going to look like, you know, without really meaning anything by it.
Queen Elizabeth vibes.
That sort of thing. What color will the baby's eyes be, Emily? Because, you know, because we've got blue eyes and you guys have that sort of thing.
How do I know?
Well, yeah, but then there's sort of an ignorance and a curiosity that
course.
comes with it about these
course,
things.
of
So
course.
yeah, so we'd have conversations like that, and every now and then I have to be like, well, you know, this is not the kind of thing you ask, or this is not kind of...
Yeah.
So, and she was open to having those discussions. That was the best thing about it all.
Yeah.
And her friends as well. She had lots of friends who had mixed race children. So I suppose the stereotype of the white woman that dates the man from the, you know, the West Indies. She had a few of those friends with mixed race children. She's like, so-and-so's kid, you know, looks like this. I wonder if your boy will, that sort of thing.
Date.
But
Haha.
otherwise, they were,
Just smashed.
huh?
You said dates.
Well,
Did you hear
Stick
Brent
around.
laugh?
yeah. No, it's fine.
Just
Oh,
leave a
and
bun and then
also,
duck out.
his older brother is married to a Chinese girl from Hong Kong. So there was sort of an openness to otherness, to
Yeah, it's a bit different,
non-whiteness.
though, to be
Yeah.
honest, yeah.
So, well, yes, but non-whiteness. If you look at it from the
Yeah.
perspective of a white person,
Yeah.
anything that isn't white, that's
Yeah.
what. Yeah. So that was it. What was I saying? I feel like I've rambled on now and I've missed the.
No, you were saying that. at
Why did
work-
he pick?
No, it was more about him having all these girls at
Yeah,
work and
yeah.
Oh yes. So we started. So we sort of began to build a friendship of sorts. He was the guy in the office who knew all the IT stuff and who knew all about the old ways of working, the new ways of working. So if anybody ever had something, we're like, oh, can you help me do this? That sort of thing. So we got to speaking to each other like that for a bit. But then when his friends put him on Emily, we started talking about TV shows and movies, and I didn't have lots of things. I was still a student at the time, and I lived in a shared house, and I didn't have anything really. I think I lived in the smallest room in the house and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't have a TV. We have a general TV downstairs. Like, oh no, get your stuff. You can put this on your laptop. And I remember having an interest in Project Runway. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Project Runway. It was Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn. So he would download these things for me and give them to me either on a little flash disc or something. And that was the basis of our conversations. But so I started to grow fond of him. But then I started to hate the relationships that he had with his friends who had been there before me, really. And I had no reason to be upset that he was massaging so-and-so or so-and-so was playing with his hair and, that sort of thing. Plus, he was the guy in the office, like I said, that everybody came to. So I was just saying that in that instance, I can see how I would not cope with that situation well. I'm just not the kind of person that is okay when the tables are turned, but I fully expect you to.
Nice.
I would have done. The old me would have done, but right now I think I'm a bit more introspective and therefore willing to grow.
I keep picturing like a 1980s office environment.
That's why
You
It's killing me.
because of 100 years old, right? It was
I'm
an
sitting here laughing
open
to
plan,
myself.
civil service open. No, it was not.
Man said Mad Men.
Oh my God.
I don't even get that
Brent,
joke.
thank
You don't know Mad Men, that's right. It's cool.
With
Oh,
the
you
suit
get together, get
and
together,
smoking
get
in the
together.
office, yeah?
100%.
Actually, you know what? There might have been a time where, okay, no, I'm lying. People used to smoke outside. No, I'm not. Actually, no. I seem to remember, at least when I just joined, smoking outside was new. They just recently banned. Oh my God, that's how old.
No, you ain't that old.
I think so.
You're only like
When was the smoking
6
ban
years older than Brent.
Brent looks like he's
Do you know what's so
20-something.
crazy? You're a
Thanks.
whole decade older than me.
I know. Listen,
That
I'm
is
around people every
mad.
now and then, and I'm like, Emily.
You
I try not. I didn't. So I had this conversation with somebody else. That Emily, you are 40. You're gonna be 42 years old, and I have new friends who are like 10 years younger than me, etc. How does that make you feel? And I don't think that my age is an issue to me. It's other people's perception of my age. So when you asked how old I was, I kind of thought, should I say or shouldn't say? But I don't mind. But I know that people are going to react to this a certain way, so I have to sort of, prepare myself for that. But it's not on me. How they feel about my age and what I do or how I carry myself is more a reflection of their own
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
perceptions, etc. So I can let that go.
The thing is,
really can.
you rattle them sometimes when it is you are educating them about stuff they're supposed to know about.
Yes.
You understand? You listen to 3 Shots and you actually being aware of what's happening in this particular space. And younger people don't even know because they don't even listen to that content. You've got a heads up. You're progressive.
Oh,
Stay
look at
that way.
I appreciate that.
Like you're aging backwards, man.
I mean, you know what? I had a therapy session yesterday, and I was saying to my therapist something like, sometimes I don't know where I am. I just kind of feel completely lost because I sort of have one foot in this world, and then, the other part of me is mummying and all that other stuff, and then there's, separation and co-parenting. I feel like I'm everywhere at the same time, and I don't know where I am. She goes, Emily, you wear very many hats. You're an ex-wife, you're a co-parent, you're a mom, you're a sister, you're all these other things. You have to make time to just be who you are. Forget what everybody else wants, needs, and expects from you. What do you want and what do you need? And she was actually saying to me, I'm not assertive, which blew my mind because I think I'm quite assertive. She's like, you're not at all, Emily. When was the last time you said to somebody, actually, I hear you, but I want this? And I very rarely tell people what I want.
Are you honest with your therapist?
Yes, Florence is she's
Can
my
you
safe
speak
space.
to why that's important?
Me being honest to her?
Mm.
I mean, if I'm not honest to her, how is she going to help me? Do you know what I mean? If I'm not giving her the right information, she can't give me the right feedback. So I absolutely have to be naked in front of her. I really do.
Do you sometimes have the urge to hide certain things because you don't want her to tell you what you know full well she's going to tell you?
In the beginning, yes.
Why did you do that?
Self-preservation. Because